Hi everyone, it's Lillian here. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Alberta, Canada. And I so look forward to Monday nights and spending this time crafting together. So tonight I have something that I think you'll like. And so let's go down to my desk and see what it is. And while we're going down to my desk, do you have something from either the Mini Catalogue or the annual catalog or celebration that you wish I would show or explain or work with? So is there something that you would like me to do something with, particularly from the new Mini Catalog or celebration? Let me know that and I will see what I can do. One of the things that I will be playing with in the future at some point is the tulip bundle. I've been having some fun with that and I know that that is coming. So hi everyone, I see all kinds of people popping on. This is marvelous. I so enjoy our time together on Monday evenings, and you guys seem to too, so that is really neat. So one of the first things we are going to do is find out who has whose name was drawn for these cards. So this card here is the names will be drawn from last week's Facebook Live on the Monday night. And let's see who it is. A drum roll, please. It is Roxanne E. Now, Roxanne, if you would let me know what your mailing address is, you could message me with it. I will send this in the mail to you. Now, I showed so many cards, I decided to do one more draw. So this time it is Lynn Fletcher. So Lynn, I will be popping this in the mail to you. I have your address. Then, as many of you know, I did an extra Facebook Live last week, and that was on celebration, and we made this card here, and I showed this new technique. And so one person who commented on all of those posts, either the photograph or the video, well, they are getting this in the mail, and that is Yvonne C. So Yvonne, I think I need your address as well. So if you could let me know yours, I will be popping these cards in the mail right away. So that goes for tonight as well. So tonight's card will go in the mail to somebody who leaves a comment. I will draw the names next week. So leave a comment and that increases your chances of receiving some happy mail. So some of you know that every Friday in my Facebook group, I post what's called a card layout. So I give you a diagram of how a card can look, and then people look at that and try to make it. And so I wanted to just expand on that a little bit. I always get my card layout ideas from one of the catalogs, and I'm going to show you where I got this one from. And after this video is over, in the comment section, I'll put a link to the Facebook group. So I have two things on Facebook: the page, which is what's happening here, and you can share these videos, and then we have a group, which is just a little more secure for sharing information and that kind of thing. So Yvonne, I just saw your name pop up, so message me with your address. You won one of the cards, so congratulations. So one of the suites in the new Mini Catalog is Symbols of Fortune, and after I looked through the catalog a few times, I look at the ideas, and I looked at the idea for this card, and that is what I had for the card layout last Friday in my Facebook group. So that's what we're going to work with tonight as well. So we're going to look for this layout, but we're going to use something different. We are going to use some paper that is found in Celebration, and it is the Simply Marbelous designer paper, this designer paper here. So if you place a $60 order, you can earn this for free, and it is a wonderful package of 6x6 paper. And let me just show you, it's 48 pages, I believe. So one side is this really vibrant marble look, And this would be your balmy blue, and I think it's Night of Navy. And then this is a little more subdued, so like that. And so then we've got this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and one more, this one here. So we're going to pick one of these, and I actually picked this one here, and we're going to make a card following the layout that I showed you. So let's bring in our pieces. First off, we have an envelope, and I took a piece of the Marbelous paper, and we're going to do the flap of the envelope. So why don't we do that right now? So we'll just bring in some adhesive, any adhesive works, and I'm going to just put adhesive around the edges of the envelope flap. And then this piece of the Marbelous paper is just, it's the 6 inches by 2.5. So I'm going to line it up on here. Make sure the top edges are even, like that. And then I'll set it aside, and afterwards I'm going to trim this off, and we'll have a decorated envelope. So let's look at what else we have. We have a piece of cardstock that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. So that is our regular cardstock size, and we might as well just fold that and burnish the fold right here with our bone folder. So we've got that done. Now, what else do we have? We have a piece that is the same color, whoops, that is 5.25 by 4. So it is just 1/4 inch smaller widthwise, 1/4 inch smaller height-wise, and it's going to be layering on top of there. So we've got that. And then we have a piece of basic white that is 3.25 by 4.5. Diana, it's your favorite paper? Oh, good. So we're in business. And then we've got a piece of the designer paper that's 2.75 by 4.25. And then we have some pieces and scraps and that kind of thing. So we're going to put those to the side and put this to the side. Oh, and we have a piece for the inside of the card too. So we're going to put this just over here, and we're going to work with this. But while we have, this is now dried enough that we can trim that off. So we'll just trim that off and have that ready for our card when it's all set to go. And while you're watching, has anybody made a comment about a bundle, a stamp set, a die set paper that they'd like to see me feature in upcoming Facebook Lives? So there we have it. We've got an envelope already made for our card. So let's bring this in. Now, if you remember, in the picture here, the designer paper is in like strips, right? So we could make the strips even, or we could make them different sizes or whatever. So when I'm planning something, I take scrap paper. Sometimes I do a little wastebasket diving. So I brought in some scrap paper, and you can see I've had sponging on here and stuff, and I cut it at 3 different widths. I just played around and decided that's what I wanted to do. So bring in my paper trimmer. So they're all 4.25 inches long. So we're going to that's why this is 4.25 inches long, but we're going to cut this one at 1 1/8. So 1 1/8 is halfway between 1 and 1 1/4. There's that one line that's just a smidge longer than the others, and we're going to cut right there. And I'm going to keep these in order. And then the next one is going to be a little bit smaller. It's going to be 7/8. So now we're going to have just between 3/4 and 1. There's that little line that's a little bit longer, and that's 7/8, like that. And then the last one should be 3/4. And look at that, it is. So I did the right figuring. So let's move these over and get the paper trimmer out of the way. And these 3 pieces, if I can get rid of this now, are going to go on here. Now you can do a couple of things. You can put them in the correct order. So let's just play around here a little bit and do a little design. So we can go just keeping them. So that's why I was keeping them in order, so that the design would connect. So we could do that, or we could flip one over and have something different. What do you think? Should we flip one over or keep them all the same? What do you think? Leave me a comment there. And while you're doing that, I'm going to get this piece here, and I'm going to emboss it. So same, the first thing I see is the same. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Now what we're going to do is bring in my silicone mat, and let's keep these in order. So thank you, Cindy. We'll go with your suggestion. And I see a few more same, so there we go. We'll go with that. The sample that was in the catalog, they used 3 different papers, and that likely would cause it to look a little different too. So now what we're going to do is just lightly rest this down here, and I'm going to do this one. Let's just make sure I'm doing it correctly. Yep. This one over here. So I often do my outside edges first, and then I can play with the spacing I need in the middle. So there we go. Let's just see. Yeah, we will. Yeah, there. Good. So give that a smash down. You see how quickly this comes together, just like that. Now we're going to emboss our 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece, and we're going to emboss it using, what did I do with it? One of the new embossing folders, and it's called the Stripes and Splatters, and we're going to use the splatters. Now you might say, hold it, Lillian. The paper's wider. So what I did is I embossed here, then I embossed again, and other than the fact that it squished it down a little bit, it worked just fine. And abracadabra, there it is. We've got all that interesting design there. So now we can put that on here. And of course you could always use dimensionals if you wanted, but I'm going to just put it down flat. The texture just adds a little bit of interest. And I'm really loving these embossing folders. There's the stripes, and then these and the splatters, and just I love them. Oops, I was supposed to do something before I did that. Phew. How many times do I do that? Do you know that if you stick it down too hard, you can heat it with your heat tool? I needed to wrap ribbon around it. If you heat something you've stuck down and you want to unstick it, heat it up with your heat tool, and the heat from the heat tool will melt the glue enough that you can get it off. But fortunately, I remembered before it was stuck down, because this multi-purpose glue is a powerful glue once it's stuck down. So I'm just going to wrap my crinkled seam binding ribbon around and put it back down. Oops, it's really sticky now, so there we go. There, just like that. That's what it's supposed to look like. Now we're going to bring this piece in and put it on here. We're going to put this on dimensionals. Now you could angle it a little bit if you want to do that, or you can center it and put it up and down. I think we'll just go with the up and down right now and add some dimensionals. And I always like to put at least one in the middle so it doesn't get saggy. Keeps it all nice and suspended. There we go. Now, I think I like it this way. So let's put it on here. We've got it like that, and already it's looking pretty nice. Did I get it straight? Straight enough, I think. So now we need to add some words and a bit of decoration and that kind of thing. So what I decided was to bring in these die set that is one of my new favorite die sets. It's called the Beautiful Shapes dies, and it's part of a bundle. So you get circles, you get the hexagons, you get some of these little diamond shapes and triangles, and then you get these neat swirly things. And I've shown you this before. Now these two shapes and here, they also emboss. So it just adds even more interest. We're going to use the hexagons and then these little triangles. So what I have here, and the circle, pardon me. We're going to stamp something on the circle, and then we've got this hexagon here. So what the stamp set that I'm using is another celebration item called Special Moments, and you've got words for pretty much any occasion here, and some are for the outside, some are for the inside, and some of those you can go either way, and it's a wonderful set. Think you need to get that folder? Oh yes, Diana, it's a great folder to have. And the other one that goes with it is the stripes, and that's great too. So let's bring in the stamp. The stamp I'm going to use is called Just a Little High from Me, and because it's photopolymer, I'm going to put it on a cushion here, and I'm going to use basic gray ink and ink that up. Take a look-see, and just a little high from me. The nice thing about a circle, you don't have to worry about how straight you are because you can just turn the circle. I always love that. All right, so there we go. We've got that. Close up the ink pad before I have an accident. And now we want to fasten this onto the hexagon, the silver hexagon. This is from the silver foil paper that was in the last sorry, just looking for my glue, was in the last mini catalog, and it carried forward, so it's still available. So, and I like to use a dry glue when I'm working on foil, just because sometimes the wet glue can get in the wrong spot, and then you're hooped because there's just no getting it off of foil. So let's see here. There we go, just like that. But I thought, it needs a little something more. It seemed to be off center a slight bit. Oh well, I'll put a bow there or something and fix it that way. So then I decided I wanted just an outline of a hexagon. So what I did was I put two hexagons together, and I held them with a bit of washi tape, or you could use a post-it note or something like that, something that's removable. And when you take it out, we have a hexagon to use at another time, but we've got this shape just like that, and that's what I was going for. So let's bring that back in here, and this is what I was thinking. We would go maybe like that. Yeah, I think I like that. Now, if I'd really been thinking, I would have put adhesive sheets behind here, but I didn't. So we will bring this in, and I know I just finished saying I don't use liquid glue on foil, but this is so narrow, I need little tiny dabs, and I can get rid of that. And just tiny little dabs here to hold it in place. There we go. So now let's make sure that, revisit my plan, make sure I know what I'm doing here. Right about there, I think. Like that. And then this, I think I will put on dimensionals. Put a couple on there. There we go. Whoops. Now ahead of time, I cut out a few of the triangles from the same die set, and thought we could just scatter maybe a couple of these on here just for a little bit of interest. Let me just see. There. Do you ever find that sometimes this takes the most time, the fiddling at the end? Maybe like that. So I'll bring in some adhesive. I could use a glue dot here, and likely should, but this was handier. Whoops, that stuck to my finger. I guess I better go back and put it down. There we go. And now I'm just going to finish it off with a couple of little silver pearls. So this metallic pearls come both in silver and in gold, and this time I think the silver would be just perfect. And I think maybe just one, because that's 1, 2, 3. I like 3 or odd number, and then we've got 2 of these. And I did say that maybe I would tie a bow. I'm not sure I want it. I will just see. We could tie a little cross piece here, tie a little bow. I think I'm going to leave it just as is. Now, let me just clear up some of my mess here and show you the you like the hexagons layering like that? Yeah, thank you. I kind of like it too. So I made one ahead of time with another piece of the Marbelous paper. So here it is in the pinks. This is Blushing Bride, and it's got Flirty Flamingo in it. And this time I did tie the little piece on here. So just a very simple little card. In this one here, I added like that. So, and this again is still from that same stamp set. So there is that. So here is one again that I cased from that same card, but I used the Symbols of Fortune designer paper and used 3 different designs. So there you go. So this is the card layout that again is in the Facebook group. So there are 3 cards. You can see that you could use pretty much any designer paper and create a card using this. So, and my design tip is use scrap paper to plan things out ahead of time. Now, I chose to make all of mine a little bit different in width, but you could make them the same too. So that would be another option. So let's put these aside and have a little bit of show and tell. So a couple of other cards done with the Marbelous paper. This was we did in our stamping time this month. So there it is right there. It works perfectly, and we learned how to make one of these types of cards. So just like that. Then one of my downline made this. So she put the flowers, and she used the same designer paper, but used the soft side on the background and then the more vibrant side for the words. So I really like how she did that. So those are the Marbelous samples, but I do have some other show and tell. So you love them all. Excellent. So this one, I've made a couple of swaps, and this I received from a recent swap. So, and actually sort of fits in with tonight because she used the same embossing folder on vellum, and then she just used strips of paper to create the whole background of the card. So she used cardstock on the basic white cardstock to make that whole background. So there's another version of it, and this was done by Kathy House. So a big thank you to Kathy. A friend that we swap with, her name is Tracy Beaton, sent me this one. So this is the In Good Taste designer paper. And then, are you ready? It pops out like that. So, and I love how she's used the designer paper on the inside as well. So there's just a fun card like that. Then from Marilyn, I received these two fabulous cards, and these are made with that wonderful set, the hybrid embossing folder that's in the mini catalog. So gorgeous cards. And there's the Calming Camellia here, the one that we did on last Thursday with our white coloring. She's used it poking through the heart. So just like that. Then another member of my downline, and my downline, we have so much fun together, and we also swap. So this I received from Mark. So here's a gorgeous card, but watch what happens when you open it up. So there's a window. Ooh, but look, whoops, there's her message to me. So it's like a pop-up card as well. So it pops up. Can you just see that? It's so many different things, whether it is, well, the little gopher or the ladybug or plants, or you could anything, or it could be words. So there's that. Then I received this one from, I have to make sure I've got the right name. I think I know who it is, but oh, I forget. Was this Lynn or Diana? I think it was it Lynn? Diana? Lynn? I think this was Lynn. This is that wonderful windmill. Just a gorgeous card. The tulips like this. I was so blessed a couple of years ago to be in Amsterdam during tulip time. And we went out, and the fields really do look like this. They're just row upon row of tulips, and they're just so colorful. So Lynn and Diana, which one? Is it yours, Lynn? Did you make this one? I forgot to write your name on it. Yeah, I think it's Lynn's. All right, so there, thank you so much. That is that. So now, just before we say goodbye, I have a couple of things to share. Something special is happening. Lynn did make that one. I thought so. So the windmill was done by Lynn Fletcher, so thank you, Lynn. This Saturday is something many of us have been looking forward to. It is Stamping Staycation. So if you're not registered and you would like to, remember to go follow this link and get registered. If you don't know, if you lose the link or don't know how to find it, please contact me and I will let you know. Oh, I goofed up. Sorry. I'm doing a side trip back. This was from Diana, not Marilyn. Right. Thank you. Oh, Rhonda, you're signed up. Oh, good. I can hardly wait to spend the day with you. Excellent. Happy dancing, Roz. Yes, we are too. We have the projects ready and we can hardly wait to share them with you. For those of you who aren't familiar, you do not have to buy any products. We show you how to use your own. So each thing that we demonstrate, we show you different variations and then suggest how you can use it yourself. So there's that. And then in tomorrow's newsletter, I'm offering a new class. So it's the Artfully Layered online class. And what is Artfully Layered? Artfully Layered is this suite. Just let me find it. This suite right here. So it's on page 32 and 33 of the mini catalog. And I have developed 6 cards and all the information. The sign up is almost ready, but not quite. So this link will work by tomorrow morning. So be sure to pop on by and click on that link and find out more about that class. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you're joining me on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. It does wonders for me on the YouTube frequency thingy. And if you want to be sure to know when I'm coming live, hit that little bell button. And for those of you here, thank you so much for leaving comments And if you share, I would love that too. That's how you show the love. So thanks again for spending Monday evening with me. Take care and have fun crafting. Bye-bye.